7 herbs. An ancient method of selecting medicinal plants that are appropriate for a particular person. In Jewish traditional medicine, there is a concept of 7 herbs, each of which symbolizes a certain virtue, energy, or organ of the human body. The 7 herbs are allies of hope, protectors of balance, and helpers in the fight against ailments. Ancient treatises that complement the views of Rambam emphasized that the number 7 is associated with the perfection of natural cycles and rhythms. Some sources indicate that each herb corresponds to a certain day of the week, planet, or stage in a person's life. Thus, the use of 7 herbs was perceived as a systemic approach that covers the entire spectrum of life manifestations and is capable of harmonizing body and mind. The basis of the method, dating back to Rambam, is the individualization of the selection of plants. The doctor did not prescribe a ready-made 7 as a universal remedy, but sought to determine the set of herbs that best corresponds to the physiology and inner world of the patient. The method was based on the following stages. 1. Differential diagnostics. The doctor observed the patient, studying his habits, constitution, reaction to external stimuli, nutritional and sleep patterns. Questions about dreams, emotional background, frequency of illnesses, sensations of heat and cold, as well as reactions to stress were used. 2. Determining the leading systems of the body. According to Rambam's treatises, each organism has a predisposition to certain weak points, be it the digestive, respiratory, nervous, or cardiovascular systems. The doctor identified which organs require support. 3. Comparison of herbs with individual needs. Each of the 7 herbs was selected not by name, but by action: anti-inflammatory, tonic, sedative, hepatoprotective, immunomodulatory, antiseptic, antispasmodic action, etc. The doctor analyzed what effects were necessary for a particular patient. 4. Taking into account the time of collection and time of administration. Herbs were collected on certain days and times, which, according to ancient ideas, enhanced their therapeutic potential. Herbal intake was prescribed in accordance with the patient's sleep rhythms, activity, and rest. 5. Compiling the 7 formula. From the entire palette of known plants, the doctor puts together the 7, creating a harmonious formula. For one person, this could be yarrow, chamomile, sage, St. John's wort, mint, calendula and fennel. For another, lavender, lemon balm, plantain, coltsfoot, nettle, goutweed and oregano. 6. Dynamic observation and correction. After several weeks of intake, the doctor re-evaluated the patient's condition, changing the composition of the herbal collection if necessary. This approach guaranteed maximum effectiveness and safety of the therapy. Examples of practical application from the diaries of my ancestors. A person comes to the doctor with complaints of fatigue, anxiety, sleep disorders, decreased immunity. After diagnosis, it turns out that the patient has a tendency to nervous tension, digestive disorders, and frequent colds. Based on Rambam's recommendations, the doctor can select the following 7 herbs. Melissa, to harmonize the nervous system and improve sleep. A sage, to support immunity and antiseptic properties. A St. John's wort, as a natural antidepressant. A yarrow, to normalize digestion. A mint, calming and antispasmodic effect. Calendula, anti-inflammatory effect. A fennel, to gently stimulate metabolism. Each herb plays its role. Together they create a natural ensemble aimed at restoring balance and strengthening health. 7 herbs in a woman's life. A story about hope and healing from the diaries of my ancestors. In noisy Jerusalem, between the aromas of basil and sage, lived a woman named Miriam. After a complex surgical operation, a mastectomy, her path to recovery was long and multifaceted. Miriam was a deeply religious person, and the Psalms of David accompanied her in all her trials, giving her strength and faith in the best. 7 herbs, allies of hope. 1. Turmeric, curcuma longa. Scientists have discovered that the active component curcumin has anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties, is able to suppress the growth of tumor cells and reduce the risk of relapse in some types of cancer. Miriam added gold powder to food and tea, praying with the words, "Heal me, Lord, and I will be healed." 2. Green tea, Camellia sinensis. Green tea catechins are known for their ability to block angiogenesis, development of new tumor vessels, which reduces the likelihood of metastasis. A cup of aromatic tea was accompanied by reading Psalm 23. 3. Ginger, Gingembre officinal. Ginger not only alleviates the effects of chemotherapy, but also contains compounds with antiproliferative action. Miriam added it to dishes and drinks, repeating, "Thy will be done." 4. Burdock, Archium lapa. Burdock root has traditionally been used to purify the blood and relieve inflammation. Modern research confirms its potential to support the immune system and antioxidant action. 5. Succession, Biden's tripartita. This plant is found in many folk remedies due to its antibacterial and anti-tumor effect. Miriam made tea from the celandine, filling the house with verses from Psalm 91. 6. Milk thistle, Silybum marianum. Silymarin, the main component of the plant, protects the liver, an organ that often suffers from cancer and therapy. A protected liver is a stronghold of overall health. 7. Rhodiola rosea. This plant increases the body's resistance to stress, helps you feel alert and fight fatigue that occurs after surgery and treatment. Scientific basis and caution. The practice of using herbs requires caution, especially in cancer diagnoses. It is important to remember that no plant replaces professional treatment, and interactions with medications should be discussed with your doctor. Miriam strictly followed these recommendations, combining herbal medicine with modern medical protocols of the time. Spiritual support. The Psalms of David became an integral part of Miriam's healing. Each herb was accompanied by prayer and gratitude, because faith is a source of inner strength, helping the body to activate its own reserves. This unity of science, tradition, and spiritual search gave the woman hope and confidence in the future. Summary: 7 herbs, 7 psalms, and tireless faith. This is how Miriam walked the path of recovery, finding support every day and inspiring others with her example. May this path be blessed with scientific knowledge, human care, and the light of sacred words. Scientific substantiation of the method. Modern research confirms the effectiveness of integrative methods that take into account the individual characteristics of the patient. The combination of herbs allows for a synergistic effect, reducing the risk of side effects and increasing the spectrum of action. Many plants recommended by Rambam have been studied pharmacologically and have proven effectiveness. Mint has an antispasmodic effect, lemon balm has an anxiolytic effect, sage has an antimicrobial effect. Individualization of treatment is the key to success, which is confirmed by the results of clinical observations. The selection of 7 herbs for each person allows for taking into account not only the physical condition, but also mental and emotional characteristics. 7 herbs, allies of hope. In the era of high technology, the ancient method of selecting 7 herbs according to Rambam remains relevant. It gives hope to people seeking harmony with themselves and the world around them, and reminds that nature generously shares its knowledge with those who are ready to listen carefully. 7 herbs become allies of hope, conductors of healing, and a tool for maintaining health in the hands of a wise doctor and a caring person.